Hello, you're watching Super Bokeh Bros. It's not about bokeh, and we're not actually real bros, but this is going to be a super show. Today, we're looking at this. Something for stick-wielding, self-face shooting peeps, aka vloggers. And this is a ZV-E10. Almost forgot it, but luckily it's written on the back. Right, okay, so let's shoot this. Shoot my face. Super Bokeh Bros.com. These were all shot with the new Sony ZV-E10, but what's the deal with the bike? Well, it's not my idea and it's not Locke's. The thing is, when we said we're back, it's not just the two of us. Oh no! Oh, I'm gonna have to delete that footage. So we've been set a challenge to shoot some cool B-rolls by the bloody producer 2.0. He's back! It's not the same guy. The old one disappeared up his own bumhole. It's like a black hole. Just suddenly
consume itself.
It did, yeah.
Like disappear in the time continuum.
So because this camera is cheap, we had to do some B-rolls, cool B-rolls, vlogger style, on the cheap. So we've tatted ourselves up, obviously on the cheap. These are not real tattoos. What we got here, the arms, these are my canvases. I've got arms, so they must be filled with tattoos. What's that? Focal plane shutter, obviously. That it looks like
a ball or something.
It looks like a party ring.
A beach ball.
But that is in fact an aperture.
Oh yeah, yeah. Oh,
and I've got Tony Northrup here. What does that say? Sponsored by Squarespace. Well, just so you know, this video is in fact sponsored by Squarespace. We got the focusing ring, an f/0.85.
He did it after I done 0.95.
Nah, it doesn't matter. It's, it's bigger. Literally
0.85, usually bigger but soft.
I don't give an f-stop.
That might be a good t-shirt.
Photography puns, and then that is in fact a camera.
Oh really?
Yeah.
So I've got Olympus is fallen. A ring, a modal.
Cool. We're ready to rock. Anyway, let's get back to the review. So it's a bit different. We're not going to take any photos today. You could take stills. Same as this, you can take stills, but most of it is made just for video.
Well, I actually think it's pretty good for photos. I like the real-time tracking. I think it has it, right?
Yeah, it's like everything. Everything Sony these days has got the same thing. It's got the real-time AF, real-time face, eye, animal, whatever they call it. What else has got?
Not IS.
No, that's the big thing on this. Shock horror. So they've made a vlogging camera with no in-body image stabilisation. I'm just going to keep this on auto. Hey, here we go. So the eye AF is working, even though I've got these blue tints on, my hippie glasses on. It is working with this. It's working. Are my eyes in focus?
Oh, what is that? A vlog screen. A flip screen.
It's a flippy screen.
A flippy vlogging screen.
That's all you need. That's what makes it a vlogging camera. But all Sony's cameras are vlogging cameras right now. They've all got flip screens. You've got your A6600, you've got your A60-100, you got your A7 what?
X100.
Just everything has got a flip screen on it with Sony. So I don't. What makes this a vlogging camera? Why is this so different to an A6600? Well, one different thing is this is cheaper. It's quite a bit cheaper. Of course, when the price is closer to something like the entry-level A6100, understandably, it looks and feels like one. It's hard to tell what it feels like just by showing it like that, because you can't tell in terms of how robust and how, let's say, cheap. It's a cheap camera.
Yeah.
It's not terrible.
I think it's kind of good plastic.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's all right.
It's not. I'm not saying it all ironically. It's good plastic. It's just the finishing. It's a bit half glossy and half matte. It doesn't have any texture on it. That's what makes you feel cheap.
Yeah. So what makes this different to any other Sony camera with a flip screen? When you look on top there, you've got the built-in mic. A bit like the ZV-1, which is why they've called this a ZV-E10. Bit of a weird name. Bit of a weird naming convention. What's the E mean? Don't know.
Every camera have built-in mic. What's so special?
This is... They said it's better. So therefore it's better.
No, it has two mics, a stereo just like any other camera, but it has one more mic, so it get noise, get the surrounding noise, and then usually shotgun mic cancel noise physically, but this cancel noise with software.
Clever stuff.
Something like that. It's actually something that your smartphone had been doing.
I mean, one thing I really do hate about vlogging is having that Rode mic. Doesn't have to be just Rode mic. Datey, I'm not saying there's no beef with Rode. Just saying have that on-camera shotgun mic is sometimes a bit clumsy. This nice and tidy. So if it sounds good enough. It's not going to be top quality sound. It's not going to be the best quality sound. It's not going to be like a studio sound. But if it sounds good enough, it's good enough for me, right? A built-in mic won't sound as rich as an on-camera shotgun mic. It's more about the convenience. What is useful to know though is how it picks up surrounding noises. As Locke has moved to UK, I'm going to start a segment until he gets everything, until he passes his life in the UK test. I'll teach you some UK slang.
Is it part of the UK live
Absolutely.
test?
Absolutely.
Really?
Okay, first word is minging. What do you think that means?
Minging,
Yeah.
making like beef, minging the beef.
When you when you say something is minging,
Yeah.
it's disgusting, it's foul,
Oh, okay.
it smells bad, or it's just disgusting.
Minging.
Yeah.
All right. Second one with the mic on, with the external mic.
Plunge.
Crunch. I know clutch. I don't know clutch. Clutch. The clutch in the car.
Oh, okay.
It's like clutch mixed with a very offensive word. Clutch.
A woman's genitals,
Oh, okay.
a person's buttocks or anus.
This time we are comparing built-in mic of A7 Mark III, ZV-E10 and iPhone 12 mini. Yeah.
Because they've all got built-in mics, obviously. We're going to teach Locke slang now.
Yeah, one more.
Gobsmacked. Do you know gobsmacked?
Goff.
Do you know what a gob is? A gob is your mouth.
Shut your mouth or slap your mouth or something. Smack.
It's kind of like to express when you're really shocked, when you're really gobsmacked. I'm totally gobsmacked. That happened.
So you
I'm totally
you
gobsmacked. I shit my
lost,
pants.
lots of words.
Yes, kind of, yeah. Boom. There we go. Oh, it's got red square. They're all doing it these days.
And a tally line.
Oh yes. Wow. So instantly, it's a just with those features alone, that makes it a top vlogging camera. This is a mode button.
Yeah.
That's a bit confusing.
Yeah, you have to
You have to cycle through.
Have you actually used it? I mean, have
No.
you actually tried it?
No. This is authentic testing.
It is.
It's not those people who've actually tested it before and then they're saying, oh wow, that's the mode button. It's a bit clunky. No, I'm finding out for real. It's clunky now. You can find standard mode dials even on the entry-level A60-100, but this only has a mode switching button to make things easier. Well, it's easy if you use auto mode only. It changes between still, video, S and Q, but for example, if you're shooting stills and want to change from P to A mode, you need to use the function menu.
Not many customizable buttons, just C1. You don't even have a proper mode dial or whatever, it's just that to change.
I mean, I guess their thinking is that this is just for vlogging mainly, so you're mainly going to be using this for video.
So you said there's no IS and it's a vlogging camera?
Yeah, just electronic.
Oh, it got electronic?
Yeah.
So digital stabilization.
This is just with the OSS in the lens, And Sony recommend to use this lens with this camera because it's got stabilisation in lens. Walking and talking at 10mm. This is on standard setting for the steady shot. But let's see what it's like when it comes to walking and talking. That's the key thing. That's what you want to do when you're vlogging. Just talking and rambling and saying stuff to the camera while walking on the street. Whoa, that's quite a bit of a croppage there. That is no longer 10mm. That's what it looked like at 18mm. So you lose quite a bit, but hopefully that should be a lot smoother.
Maybe Sony figured out the in-body stabilization isn't that really very effective. That's why they rather use digital stabilization. Really, I tested before. Sensor shift stabilization on and off. It doesn't really make that much difference on Sony.
No, it's kind of surprising, isn't it? Well, not surprising, but they've had IBIS for quite some time.
Exactly.
You would have thought that they'd make it a bit better for video, especially with, say, the A7S III. But no, it's still the same. It's still not all that good.
Exactly the same.
Now, what you've got there's fine. That has got stabilisation nailed. That's a full-frame camera.
Yeah.
Whatever the real reason for digital IS only, I'd have to say that it works mostly alright. And if you want to do walking, talking shots, you will need the standard setting. I find that you lose just too much of the frame with active mode. So one thing is that the battery, it uses the old ones. These bring back some memories.
Not good ones.
No. See, back in the days, I used to number them because you used to carry so many of them. And I've come prepared. A good scout comes prepared. Running out of pockets, so I stored them up my bottom.
You should wear it like Rambo.
Yeah, because when I thought of this, I thought of Bellamy. He had this, was it a bag? He had a bag or something.
Yeah. It got slots for film.
Yeah, I think that's at Photokino who showed us.
I probably offend him. I put a battery in his bag.
It's for digital. Just in that little short time that we've been filming, it's on 62% now. But what it does have, it's got a soft skin effect, so I can make my skin all beautiful and soft, like a baby's bottom. I don't want to say it too loud because there's a lot of kids here. They might think, oh God, dodgy guy talking about babies' arses on the street. Right, let's check out my soft skin. Already very supple, I may say, because I moisturise and stuff, sometimes with butter. There we go, that's kind of clean. Locke was just telling me that the first thing, he's seen the first man pissing on the street in his life. Welcome to the UK, basically. There's actually one thing I don't usually think about is when you've got a vlogging camera, it's quite useful to have buttons and menu system that's easy to operate when you're not looking, you're just fumbling around.
Like if you can touch the menu on screen. So you have to buy A7S III for that.
So, I mean, that would make sense on the vlogging camera as well.
Exactly.
Right? So does it just work on... It just works on focus? Talking about working focus, Panasonic S5. It's not the worst. I mean, it's just the menu button's up at the top there. You can remember that. It's just, if you've managed to check your own prostate once, you can kind of do it again. Because you know, in theory, how to kind of... Oh, yeah, that's pretty good. Oh, that's amazing. Let's try it with just face detection. No product showcase. Yeah, so he's a bit confused. It's obviously he's still looking for the face. Because obviously that's a money shot. There we go. Yeah. Well, let's try it without the face detection on. It's pretty similar, to be honest.
Similar?
Yeah, it's pretty similar.
So it kind of just a feature that you turn it on rather than you have to go to turn off the face detection and then turn on the AF, and it's a shortcut.
Yeah, with a name.
Those are just the fancy features. The usual auto-focusing is, as expected for a Sony camera, really damn good. And it has clever stuff like IAF real tracking, whatever they call it.
Let's test the IAF. Didn't work. Didn't work. Sony, you got wrong. You can't get any bigger than those eyes. Didn't work.
One more thing for vloggers who do live streaming. The USB streaming mode lets you plug it into your computer and use it like a webcam. No extra software needed, although it tops out at 720p. Plus, batteries still drop slowly with USB power. But the soft skin effect works for live streaming too, handy for those who like putting their face out there, but who are a bit paranoid about their craggy skin.
I mean, it's interesting to see how all these different brands envisage what the vlogger looks like. Are they the kind of the beauty vloggers, or are they the McKinnons, that kind of thing? But I guess this is more towards the kind of the teeny boppy vlogger that don't really pay too much attention to specs, 4K 60, bit rates, dynamic range. No, it doesn't matter. All I care about is product showcase mode.
I think when we talk about the, oh, it's plasticky, whatever, it's just we used to use really good cameras. Maybe we don't own them, but we handle so many expensive cameras. When we get back to this, I kind of like, it's toy-like, whatever, but it's kind of sloppy.
It is, because at the end of the day, if it takes video, and it takes all right video.
Yeah, it's good.
It's like
good video.
Probably just like the other A60 whatever hundreds.
The ZV-E10 is the entry-level vlogging camera, and this is not too far off too. With the accessible price, it's a fairly sensible choice for providing a good built-in mic, although it does sort of feel like that is essentially what separates this from the other flippy screen Sony cameras that makes this more of a vlogging camera. The lack of built-in stabilisation could have been seen as a shame, but I think the digital stabilisation is probably more effective. The only problem is, I don't think the typical vlogger will necessarily be drawn to this for its price or convenience. There's so much vlogging gear porn these days. Vloggers are spoiled for choice when it comes to vlogging cameras, and that's just talking about Sony's lineup. The ZV-E10 might be seen as a cheap, fun and easy to use camera, but might end up falling a little short when it comes to giving the modern vlogger the features they crave.
Okay, so we're getting to the end of the video. Hang on a minute. That's not very YouTube, is it? More mic action in the frame. More meta, more mics. Okay, just to show that I've got mics. One from every angle. No, that's kind of feel like it has to be purple. It's like my arse is on fire. Purple fire. You know what? Screw purple. Let's go something else. Oh, sorry. Yeah, there you go. Green and pink. Those are my colours. So let me get this out of the way first. But this video has been sponsored by Squarespace, the place to go to if you want to set up your own website. Why? Because super easy to do. There's a plethora of templates and 24/7 customer service, just in case you get stuck, but you probably won't do. And there's 10% off your first order with this code, Kai, if you go to this link down below, and 14-day free trial. So give it a shot if you want to set up your own website. Thanks for watching. So no, there's one more thing. Locke has done his own video on the ZV-E10 as well. So go check it out. It's fantastic. I've not watched it, but it's probably fantastic. See ya. Just hit myself with a thumb there. See ya. Goodbye. I mean, it's interesting to see what these manufacturers have. How all these brands envisage. Oh, sorry. Brands envisage. I can't even say it properly. It's interesting to see how all these different brands envisage. Oh my god! It's interesting how you see all these different brands interpret